for this particular legislation to come out, especially in a time like this, I find it very interesting, and I'm wondering what the motives of the Vice Speaker were on this. I think it's important that the mantra of this administration is kept and adhered by all of those in our administration. We want transparency. We want the public to have scrutiny in the operations of the government. As far as I'm concerned, we want to open up the drapes, and we want the sun to shine in to every office and every agencies of the government of Guam. This is the people's government. Again, I'm concerned. I'm concerned on the motives of this, and I'm very hopeful that the author of the bill will pull it back for the good of this government and for the good of the people.
When you said at a time like this, are you referring to the highly covered port matters right now before the Civil Service Commission?
Again, there are certain things that we wanted to review earlier on that we knew were factual. But again, the rumors and innuendo that was being reported through certain news outlets, which is outright false. But again, some of the information that has come out as a result of the discovery within the Civil Service Commission puts more of a light on some of the activity that has occurred, such as in the port. But this is just one of many other areas where we believe that when the facts come out to the public, it becomes apparent. And again, I'm wondering what the motives are of the Vice Speaker in this, and I'm hopeful that in his spirit, he means that, and it's not more on covering up things that may implicate folks that he may be associated with.
And also in your release, you mentioned some, disappointment or some displeasure relative to the Civil Service Commission's testimony in favor of the bill. You mentioned that it wasn't sanctioned by the front office. Do you have any comment or any thing to say about that?
Well, I got to tell you, for anyone who's concerned about people being upset with him, as a governor, I've been in 2 years in office, and there's a lot of folks that either pat me on the back in any given day or point a finger at me and are upset with the actions of this administration. Well, that's part of the job. That's part of being an elected leader. That's part of being a public official. You can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen. So this is something that I would advise all public officials. And again, if there's some folks that are concerned about security, please advise us. And we'll work with the police department and with other law enforcement agencies to ensure their protection.
And you said also that some action would be taken, relative to the Civil Service Commission's testimony. Does that mean like someone's going to get fired or someone's going to be...
The testimony provided by the Civil Service Commission was not sanctioned by myself nor anyone in this administration. What we need to do now is just to ensure that all those that work for this administration clearly understand what the policy is of this administration and me as governor. And that is not to close the doors and to put shades over the truth.
What kind of action will be taken if you want me to ask?
I think it's just important that some folks be reminded of that, and we'll move from there.
Okay, and then I know you mentioned that this is an open government, that people of Guam have a right to know things that happen within their government. And relative to that and this bill, you mentioned that should it come to your desk, you would veto it.
Oh, most assuredly I'll veto this bill. So again, I'm asking the author, again, hopefully his motives were noble in nature, but to reconsider and pull this bill back. But if it does move through, I will veto it.
Any other comment you want to add regarding the bill?
Again, the Vice Speaker, as a judge, obviously had a different opinion. But now as a senator, he's reversed that opinion. I'm hopeful that he will look at the statements he made as a judge when he was, again, the contrary viewpoint of the current legislation.